And now let's give a round of applause to our next speaker, Lucas Durand. Lucas, welcome. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marina. And thank you, Kaveh, for the great overview of TD and saying nice things about me as well. Definitely have had the pleasure of working with Kaveh for a number of years now and can say that our area, as well as many of the others, are very exciting. I did promise I'd answer some questions, like who is this person? And then probably others along the way as well. I'm a data science engineer with TD Securities, as well as a product owner of one of the top level products in TD Securities, which is our data science and analytics notebooks platform. So if you're a Python fan or like R or Julia or other scripting languages, you've probably run into Jupyter notebooks before. We're really excited about them. And I've been pushing that forward for a couple of years. Definitely has been really exciting ride just to see how like a small idea or a new piece of open source technology can bloom into something big and really make a difference. I mean, like it could have been anything. It didn't have to be Jupyter notebooks, but it was, and it really enabled a lot of these like open-ended, exciting explorations of data as part of our like journey over the last decade or so to modernize our data strategy. So a little bit more about me, like why I'm talking, why I'm here, who I am. I'm in Toronto right now. It was great to hear from Kaveh and about the lovely day they're having in New York. It's rather dreary and cold here in Toronto. And just to round it out, I hear that some of our colleagues in London, England are having absolutely beautiful beach weather. So it's really an interesting global business we have, one where I'm very jealous of most places that aren't right here right now. But it'll change in the coming weeks, I'm sure of that. More about what I do. So I have a team of dynamic high performers that maintain a lot of our data science and analytics tools, essentially like anything that you would want to use if you wanted to do analytics. I want to know about and understand how best to use it, as well as like find new things, find ways to revolutionize and bring on, I don't know, innovative new tech that helps people from a variety of different skill levels. A big chunk of that is thinking about like not only the seasoned developers and veterans who need reliable, stable, best of breed technology, but also people who want to learn, who want to upskill, who want to maybe make career transitions and think of like how can we best explain and make things easier and attainable for them. I think that's a big part of the citizen developer or citizen data science movements that are happening right now in the world. It's really about getting the right people access to things that, you know, let them do their jobs the best possible. So those are things I'm obviously very passionate about and I love. I think a big part of this comes from my background. So it may be a surprise, it may not. I came to TD almost 6 years ago from a mostly completely different career. So at the time, I was a theoretical physicist. I was working on a PhD, and I was doing a lot of teaching and research and a very small amount of development with Python and like, I don't know, numerical simulations and modeling. At the time, I loved it. I love space. If anyone wants to talk to me about dark matter or astrophysics, I'm always game for that. So definitely reach out if you want to do that. But I was looking for a little bit of a change and something different. And I thought, hey, I've like done more than a couple of years of this. Why not like see if something else excites me in the same way? Something that can give challenges with like a real meaning to get up in the morning, but also something that you feel like you've accomplished something at the end of the day. And for me, I'd always had good experiences with TD, and they took a great chance on me as part of their technology associate program. So this is geared towards new graduates. And I joined up and rotated through a couple different teams. Only like one of the 4 6-month rotations, I completely embarrassed myself by not knowing enough C++ and not learning it in like 2 months. But the rest of them went quite well. And I ended up joining up with a very young team at the time, our data science and analytics team in the technology side of TD Securities. And I've been there since for 4 years, building up through like more senior roles and building out a team of other folks. Surprisingly, we ended up collecting a lot of like technology or industry outsiders. So like we have someone with a nuclear physics PhD, and we have someone with a an economics master's degree, and like we still haven't hired somebody who has a computer science degree, and we should probably do that since we're building so much technology all the time. But I think that's just like an exciting part of how we ended up building up the team. And I think people bring like that unique perspective when you have a little bit of a different background or upbringing. So that's a bit of like how I got to TD, and a little bit of what I've done since I've been here. And a couple of things that have really resounded with me is that starting on day one, when I was showing up to like our onboarding and training week, I was really worried about like transitioning from graduate school where I'd grown my hair out and had a bushy beard and was mostly wearing t-shirts with physics stuff on it because I was in a lab all day. And I was thinking, okay, like how do I transition to like working at a bank? This is a serious time and serious people. And although I did trim the beard a little bit and I put on a suit for the first week, it was very much like a focus on bringing your whole self to work and taking that thing that makes you exciting and different and trying to bring that to the community of people that we're building here. I think community building is like my favorite part of what is happening in TD Securities, and especially in our group, like our data science, analytics, and innovation group. There's a huge amount of support and career development and all these great things that like make me stay year after year and see a real path forward for my future career. It's hard not to think back and think like some other organization could have easily passed me over, and some did, for having arguably zero experience in what I was applying for. But TD was definitely different in that they saw the fact that like lots of the skills were transferable, that maybe I wouldn't be a complete disaster if hired, and definitely gave me a chance to try that out, to make mistakes along the way as well. So I think that's like the real high level. Definitely an awesome experience for me. And I think that if you're somebody who's like motivated, wants to learn, wants to continue growing, that it's definitely a community space that supports that and will catalyze that too. Great. So thanks for listening to me today. If you want to chat or ask me like specific questions, feel free to private chat me or hit me up on LinkedIn, I guess is a phrase I've just said out loud. And I think that's great. We'll be happy to hand it back to Marina and to our next speaker, who I'm excited to hear from.
Thank you so much, Lucas. Right, so definitely, guys, you have, ladies and gentlemen, you have a chance to chat with Lucas right now via the event chat or hit him up on LinkedIn, as he said. Thank you again. Okay, I'm going to remove you right now. Last but not least, let's give a round of applause to our next speaker, Erin. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for